Bitcoin just did exactly what we warned about. In my last episode, BTC was trading near 65K, and I told you the weakness I was seeing could send Bitcoin down towards 63K. Well, Bitcoin has fallen as low as 62,535. But here's the big question. Is this where Bitcoin finally finds a bottom, or are we getting ready to lose 60K and head back towards 57K? If 57K breaks, I have a much bigger bearish target that Bitcoin could be heading towards. Let's break down the charts from the monthly all the way down to the 15-minute, and let's see exactly what Bitcoin is setting up for next. Now, starting off here with the monthly chart, Bitcoin is currently at $63,056, and I gotta say we're bearish here. We take a look at the Stochastic RSI. We're low, but it looks like we want to roll over. We're still below the 50 line on the RSI, and yes, for July we had a slightly green candle, and we were able to hold above the 50 moving average, which is currently now at 60,761. But for August, we also had a green candle, and so far this is just an indecisive wick right now. You can hardly see any body to the candle. We still do have 16 days before this candle closes, but if we lose this 50 moving average, that's going to be bearish. I feel like that's going to trigger a head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and we could start making a move towards this purple line, this 80 moving average at 49,575. So it's important that we stay above this 50 moving average. The only thing we have going for us is that I feel that we're still far away from this 21 moving average, which is currently at 87,765. So this might help us just continue to go a little bit more sideways and wait for this 21 moving average to catch up to price. That doesn't mean that eventually we might still not roll over, but for the time being, maybe we could still hold above this 50 moving average. The 2-week chart really quickly, we have some bullish divergence here, and the stochastics are starting to point up. Usually when there's bullish divergence, especially on a big time frame like this, we should be making a move up higher. We've been holding this 100 moving average at 64,515. I mean, right now we're losing it. This candle closes in a day and 5 hours. If we close below this 100 moving average and cannot recoup it, we could start making our way towards this 200 moving average. That's at 44,000. This 21 moving average is coming down towards this 80 moving average, is about to cross down, is about to come down towards 100. That's not really bullish at all. Maybe we could still rally towards this 21 moving average at 76,025. We do have the bullish divergence. Let's see what happens. Weekly chart also closes tomorrow, 1 day and 5 hours, and currently we're losing this 200 moving average. Now, the last time we lost it, we went as low as about 57,800. You guys know I have this ultimately in a bear flag on the weekly right now, and basically we're at the bottom of the range. If we lose this 200 moving average, our last line of defense is pretty much that $57,800 level. If we lose that, then I feel like this bear flag is going to end up playing out, and this bear flag takes us down pretty much all the way down to about 47K. We can see that the stochastics RSI are low, but we're starting to get a curvature like rolling over. The RSI is nowhere near the 50 line. It looks like we're rolling over as well. So right now, honestly, is not looking good for Bitcoin unless we could get back above this 21 moving average, which is at 68,000, almost 69,000. We take a look at the 3-day time frame. This is looking very bearish. Look at the stochastics double top here. We're starting to roll over. We're losing the 21 moving average at 63,538. This is looking to me like, again, a bear flag that we possibly want to continue coming down from. We have to get back above this 50 moving average to try to negate that. That's at 69,000. We haven't been even getting close to that. I think the highest we went up to was 66K. Then we got rejected from there. And the daily time frame stochastics are starting to get low, but this could roll over. We could continue going lower here. We could drag here for a while. I was hoping that this was going to be an inverted head and shoulder, left shoulder, head. This would have been the right shoulder, but we're starting to get really stretched out on this right shoulder. And again, if I put on the bear flag, you can see how we've been tracing this pretty perfectly. We're right now at the bottom of the range. If we start cracking this, we could start making some of this measured move. We could always get back to the top of the range. That's pretty much at 65,325, but that's just us ranging. Nothing is meaningful. In order for it to be meaningful, we have to get back at least to this 200 moving average at 69,412 and actually break above it and stay above it this time if we really want to be bullish. If not, this is all really noise, just us ranging back and forth, which is possibly going to give it more strength for us to go back to the downside if we cannot break above this resistance of the 200 moving average. On the 8 3-hour time frame, stochastics are low, but again, I'm seeing curvature like we might roll over again. We lost all the major moving averages. It looks like we're kind of bear flagging here a little bit. This 21 moving average looks like it wants to cross down on the 200 moving average. Again, this is looking bearish. 4-hour time frame is looking really bearish. We have a rounded top here. You can say that this is a head and shoulder pattern. Left shoulder, head, the right shoulder. We started already making the measured move of it. The 21 moving average crossed down on all the other moving averages. And right now, this 21 moving average at 63,300 is going to be resistance. Now, the stochastics are pointing up, but if we cannot get back above this 21 moving average, it looks like we're really going to roll over here. Ultimately, we have to get back above the 200 moving average at 64,253, where I really don't want to hear anything about being bullish. As long as we stay below this 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, I have to remain a bear. On the 1-hour time frame, stochastics are toppy. Again, bearish. We're about to roll over. We haven't been able to get back above the 50 line with strength. We're hovering around it. We lost the 200 moving average. We're hovering right above the 21 moving average, and at any moment we could just lose this. So ultimately, again, 64K in order to try to stay a little bit more neutral to bullish and not as bearish. But as long as we stay below that, I have to remain bearish again. And on the 15-minute time frame, stochastics are low. We're trying to see if we can make it back up. We're close to the 200 moving average at 63,100. But again, unless we could break above really 68K at this point, this is just ranging, and this is just putting the probability more in the favor of that bear flag playing out. So I would have to say I wouldn't be surprised if we rally back up to 65K, but unless we could really stay above 65K this time around and start making the move towards 70K, which is still on the table, but now as time goes on, that theory just gets weaker and weaker. It looks like we might want to go back down and test 60K, and again, we cannot hold above that. That $57,800 is the line in the sand. We break that with closing candles, I think we're going to go down and test 55, 50K, possibly even 47K. All right, guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.